Okay, guys and gals, about 10 seconds of the obligatory disclaimer. If you want to read the whole thing, just pause the video. Okay, let's talk about a swing trade I recently closed for a nice profit. And some of my members, I'm going to make this video public for everybody for the for public consumption. Okay, sometimes I like to share just with the public as well. But basically, I had a couple of members that wanted to know, how I went about making this trade. They were aware that my entry timing of my entry wasn't so good, but that I was still able to stick with the position and not get out. And how did I know to stay in, and and so on and so forth. So we're gonna talk about some of that in this video. Okay, let me just get my little pencil figured out here because I think I got too big of a dot. Yeah, there we go. So you can see over here I made $1,282.50 minus some commission. It was a total of 6 contracts. These are futures. The E Micro S&P 500 futures. So these are not options. These are futures. So I had total 6 contracts that I shorted. So that would be a -6. Okay, which would be red. But here you see some green ones. That's because I covered them, right? I closed the position. So I shorted 6, right? Just for, I know my members probably already know all this, but for some people, the public may not know, right? They're a little bit maybe newbies at trading. So I shorted 6 futures contracts, and then, which we'll get into that in a little bit. And then eventually, this was today. Today is July 12th, okay? On July 12th, I covered, okay, those 6 contracts, or in other words, they got closed, okay? Similar to going long, but you're not really going long. You're not really taking a long position. It's called covering your short position. You also cover your long positions. You just sell them. Normally you don't hear that kind of jargon. But when you're buying long and then selling them, it's basically the same thing. You're just you're closing your position. But when you're short, you're going to hear this terminology, covered your shorts. Okay. But basically, you can just this simple math, right? You subtract 6 for shorting, and you have to plus 6 to close it. Okay. So anyway, there's the profit, $1,282 minus a little bit of commission. Okay. And that was on, as I said, 7/12, the E micros. Okay, so let's talk about a few things. The entry. The entry was back over here. Somewhere over here. Can't remember. It might have been somewhere in there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trading days ago. Add in some weekends. You're talking more than 9 days, maybe 10 or 11 days. Okay, back here somewhere. So, you just heard that I shorted it. Well, my goodness, I shorted it and the market was going up, right? So the timing was off. The entry was bad. Now, I didn't short 6 all at once. Okay, so this is the first thing we're going to talk about. Well, the first thing, let's talk about my entry. Why was my entry bad? The timing. Why was the timing bad? Well, let's be honest, right? This is an honest video. Here I am. I have members, and even I am admitting that my timing sometimes is bad. I made an entry on a short side trade. At that time, it was -2. I only had 2 little contracts, 2 E micros. Kept the position small. I almost always do that, by the way. Start my position small. Okay, so why was the timing bad? Well, at that time, back about a week and a half ago, I hadn't reworked the cycles. For those who don't know what cycle analysis is, that's, for those of us that do cycle analysis, we use this kind of drawing tool, these little semi-arcs, or semi-circles, I should say, these arcs. Okay, and cycle analysis is a very in-depth subject matter, so I'm not going to dive too deep. But to keep it overly simplified, cycle analysis helps to predict where price will come down. Okay, it's more than that. There's a lot more to it than just that. But one of the things it does is it helps predict. So if you look out over here, which this hasn't happened yet, somewhere around 8:15, okay, we're predicting another cycle. We're predicting price to come down into this cycle low. Okay, also right here, which is about July 18th. Okay, and you can see back here where prices came down. Over here, price came down, right? A little bit later than where this cycle was, but that's okay. So I'm mentioning that at that time I had like 30. These cycles right here are 20-day cycles, but at that time I had like 30-day cycles. I don't remember where they were at. Okay, it might have been like this. I don't remember, but I hadn't reworked the cycles yet, the cycle brackets, because I was still kind of waiting for confirmation. I wasn't 100% sure. I saw that this was a low, and I saw this was a low, but I wasn't thoroughly convinced yet. And anyway, I placed this trade over here, short. Bad timing is going up because I hadn't reworked the cycles. Yeah, I know for some people who are watching maybe some of my content for the first time, you're probably scratching your head, what the heck is this guy talk about regarding these cycles? Well, you can go look up cycle analysis. Okay. You can familiarize yourself with it. You can check out Steve Miller's own YouTube channel. Okay, he does a lot. Him and his team do a lot of cycle analysis. I've been doing cycle analysis probably, gosh, it's got to be 7 or 8 years at least. At least, maybe longer. So I can spot these type of cycles pretty quick with my eye if those cycles exist. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of the number one. Number one was, why was I timing bad? Because I hadn't reworked the cycles. Okay, so I should have been a little more patient, waited till the cycles really showed themselves, at least for what I was comfortable to redraw these cycles, and then place the trade. Okay, so the timing was a little bad for the cycles. So that was the number one reason that I hadn't reworked the cycles. So bad timing was due to my bad analysis, or not necessarily bad analysis. I hadn't really had it for me, I hadn't had enough at that time back then. I did not have enough information for me to really truly redraw the cycles. Okay, so I was making a trade without knowing whether or not new cycles were being formed. Okay, it was due to cycles that I hadn't, if I can spell cycles right. I'd actually spell cycles. Was it C-Y-L-C-E? C-L-Y-C-E? Look at this, I can't even spell cycle. Cycle, there I go, I got it. There it is, cycles. It only took me how many times to get that right? C-Y-C. Okay, so that was it. I hadn't reworked the cycles. Okay, woohoo! Okay, brain fart moment. All right, so that was number one. That's why my timing was bad. That doesn't normally happen because it's rare that I don't have the cycles already established while I'm making a trade. So that was number one. Number two. So okay, I made an entry. How did I manage to stay in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days going up? How did I manage to stay in this position from way down here, probably around, I think it was 37.39, guys, somewhere down in here, and I got all the way up to here like 38, whatever it was today. It got all the way higher than this even at some point. Okay, so how did I manage to stay into this trade? So what convinced me to stay in the trade, or stay in the position, I like to call it. Okay, stay in the position. How did I do that? Well, the first 2 or 3 days wasn't really bothering me. I only had 2 contracts shorted. Market's working against me, right? Market's going up, and I've shorted. So the market's going exactly the opposite of what I want. I didn't panic because basic 101 risk management. Talk about it all the time. It may sound very simple, guys and gals, but you'll be amazed how simple the simple stuff works really well. And that is, I kept my position very small for my account size. 2E micro contracts, right, is really small. So these 2 days, 2 or 3 days going up, I don't remember how much I was down, a few $100. I wasn't worried about it. I'm working my day job. Fortunately for me, I get to work from home. Okay, so I'm not sitting there trading all day, but I can look over at one of my other computers and kind of watch what's going on, right? I know not everybody has that opportunity, but okay, that's my situation, right? So I wasn't too worried the first 2 or 3 days. To be honest with you, at no point during this entire trade was I worried. At one point, so I stayed in the trade because in the beginning, 2E micros was not doing a big dent in my against my account, and the margin debt was fairly low, right? And yes, these are swing trades. I'm holding them overnight, okay, and it wasn't putting a huge dent in my margin, right? Sure, it was affecting my overall account balance because if you don't know how trading on margin works with futures and other types of products, it's called mark to market. Mark to market. And that means at the end of the day, your broker is going to evaluate your account based on the price of the product times the number of contracts. Since it was working against me, right, it's pushing my account value down, okay? So my margin debt's becoming a larger percentage of the total account value. So it's not like stock, okay? Stock is completely different, right? It doesn't use mark to market. So you need to really understand mark to market. It's a lot of people start trading futures and they get caught out by mark to market. So you really need to study that subject matter if you're going to trade futures, okay? But anyway, I wasn't too worried. I'm well aware of my balances. I'm watching them. I got a small position size. Everything is good. Now, at some point, how far in the hole was I? I don't remember exactly, but I think it was about $1,200. Okay, that was unrealized. Unrealized. Whoops, I'm spelling it wrong. What does that mean, unrealized? That means that I was running at a $1,200 loss, but I hadn't closed position, so the account really hadn't booked a loss. You follow me? But mark to market it's being booked through mark to market. Again, you got to go study that yourself. I'll leave it up to you. Okay. So yeah, at some point I was running at a loss of about $1,200, somewhere around there. Okay. So why? For some people that's a lot of money. Oh my gosh, $1,200. I got to get out. $1,200. Wow, I can't handle it. I'm sweating bullets. And I get it. For some accounts, that's going to be a lot. Okay, you need to close out your position. For other people, $1,200 is nothing. I'm not going to say $1,200 is nothing for me. It's not a huge portion of my account size, but it was, I'm paying attention to it. It's still a lot of money, right? $1,200 is a lot of money. Okay, so why didn't I close? Well, I'll tell you why I didn't close. Because first of all, we're in a bear market. And I'm trading short. -2 is trading with the overall weekly and monthly trends. So I'm trading with the big trend, not just this little dinky stuff day to day. I'm trading with the overall trends. That's one in my favor. That's a +1 in my favor. I'm trading with the overall long-term trend. Okay, so I know I can be more patient because there's a really good chance it's going to continue to do bleep bloop, bleep bloop, bleep bloop, bleep, right? Follow me? So even with this bad timing, there's a good chance that it was going to work out for me because I'm trading with the long-term trend, okay? That's number one, why I didn't get out. Number two, as I was watching these candlesticks, look at these little bodies, little dinky bodies, right? Those 2 days these two candlesticks right here, this is not a sign of strength. Okay, look at this run. That's strong. Look how big these 1, 2, 3 of those candlesticks on that run up are strong. These aren't little dinky. You got a doji there. You got a little dinky body there. Okay, this one was a little bit larger, and that was a little bit larger. Okay, so I stayed in it because I could see that this was not strong. I can see by the candlesticks themselves. small little bodies. This is not a strong run. So I have more confidence. That's a +2. That even though my timing was bad, I can see these candlesticks are telling me a story. They're painting a picture. Not strong is what they're saying. Okay. All right. Then, for another reason why I stayed into this trade was all of a sudden we get this certainty rate, which is really just energy coming into our solar system. I know that sounds weird. What the heck? What is this guy talking about? This guy's a whack job. Well, yeah, I may sound wacky, but I did make $1,282. So this is energy that comes into our solar system. It impacts the sun. I won't dive too deep into this, but if you want to become a member, all right, this is a good time to throw a pitch. If you want to become a member, click the join button below this video. It's not going to work on iPhones. I've had a lot of people tell me they can't join on iPhone, so don't even try. Okay, it's better to join on a laptop or desktop if you can. I think Android works, but if you want to join as a member, you can. For now, it's still $5.99. I keep promising everybody I'm going to raise it to $7.99, but I haven't done it yet because I've been too doggone busy. So you're getting it at a steal, okay? If you want to join, make sure you first subscribe to the YouTube channel. Otherwise, it's not going to let you join. So subscribe, give me thumbs up, then click join and walk through and do your thing, okay? Leave a comment in the comment section of one of the member videos, okay? And I'll give you a link on how you can join or link up your YouTube membership to the Discord server, because we also have a Discord server, okay? All right, back to the video. So the certainty rate, which is measuring energy coming in, part of this is measuring energy from the sun. It's not only the sun, but that's part of it, and some other things that are being measured here, okay, that are being used to help predict what's going to happen in the marketplace. That's right. You heard me say it right here. We actually evaluate something outside of the financial markets, and we use it. I use it to make trades. I did on this one. Okay. All right. So those are the 3 reasons I talked about why it helped me stay in the trade. Okay. Because one was I was trading with the big bear, long-term bear market. So even though my entry was bad, the timing for the entry was bad, I knew that the bear market was still in play, so I'm not sweating it too much. I can see that these 5 candlesticks here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're not looking very strong. They're not like over here. They look weak. They look like they're limping along. So I'm like, that's another positive sign that this thing isn't going to last. Okay. And lastly, we had a very reliable certainty rate come in. Okay. So that all helped me stay in the position. And yeah, things like this trend line wasn't violated and other stuff like that, okay? All right, so that takes care of number 3. Okay, I think that answers all the questions that the members had about, how I placed this trade, the timing was bad, how did I stay in the position, how far down was I at any given point. The maximum, I think, was about 1,200, okay? I started with 2, and then when this certainty rate came in, okay, let's clear the screen. I'm going to clear the screen. I started with 2 short, somewhere down in here. When this certainty rate came in, I think it was, I don't remember exactly where. Okay, especially when this one came in right there, which was like a 19. This is a score. You can tell there's a scoring going on here, right? It was about 19. I added to the position. I added like one at a time. I added another one, so it became -3, and then I added another one, and it became a -4. You follow? Everybody follow me? Eventually, I got up to 6. All right, I got up to 6 contracts as this was beginning to play out up in this area. Because I had a lot of confidence. Okay, look at this certainty rate, guys. Bang. Before this stuff curled over. Before. Look at that. It's happening before. Amazing. Amazing. It really does forecast very well. Okay, so that kind of should give you enough information to go on how, what was going on in my mind. Even though, like I said, even though my timing was bad, how I placed this trade. Over here, I think I made about 1,800, gave back some, and I ended up netting about 1,300. I think I made another 200 or 300 in here somewhere. It might have been in this little drop here. You'll notice you notice that wherever I'm pointing is usually in red. because I'm trading with the market, not against it. I'm not trading against the bear. I'm not trading up against the bear market. That's craziness. I'm always trying to trade with the market. Okay. So I think it was like 1,300 here, and another 200 or 300 somewhere over here, and then I had another 1,200 and almost 1,300 there. So in the last maybe month and a half, 2 months, we're probably looking at 25, maybe like $3,000. Okay, in the last month and a half to 2 months, probably like in the last month and a half, about $3,000. Okay, so pretty nice. I'm a happy camper. Okay, it's more about successful trades than it is, just counting the dollars and the pennies, right? And refining the craft of trading, getting better and better and better, okay? That's what it's really all about. Okay, I'm going to switch over to a position I have on right now, and we'll finish up this video, okay? All right, just real quick, I just wanted to show you the history. Okay, let's see, where did I jump in on this trade? Filled, closed, blah, blah, blah. Here, it's right here. I think it's right here on 6:30. Let me get a black. Black's a little better. See here, 6:30. See where I took the 2 right here? Remember I was talking about the 2? Yeah, look at this, guys. It was way down here at 1349. Okay, on June 30th. That was the bad timing, right? I didn't have a good grasp on the cycles yet. You can see here I had a buy position. A buy order trying to cover this short, but I canceled it, right? I canceled it because as soon as I realized the market was going the other way, look at this 3709. I'm like, oh, forget it. I canceled it. And then apparently there was another attempt here. I was trying, look, I had that 3739. I was trying to make just 10 points worth of profit right between the 3749 and 30. Nope, ended up canceling it. And then look, from June 30th all the way to July 10th, I'm in the position. These same 2 contracts. I'm just holding them, waiting and waiting. And you just heard previously in this video why I waited, because I wasn't panicking. The position is small, right? Risk Management 101, guys. Risk Management 101. Okay? I've been trading a long time. I made a lot of mistakes in my trading career, if you want to call it that. But in the last year and a half, 2 years, it's been much better. Why? Risk Management 101. 101 means basic. College course is 101, right? At no time did I increase my short position while the market's working against me. I still have a very small position. I'm not freaking out. I'm not leveraged up. I don't have a bunch of margin debt crushing me. I'm in panic mode. I can't sleep at night. You know how it is. None of that stuff. So here we are. More than 10 days later. I think, like 10 or 11 days later. Okay. And what happens? Now I add to the position. I go from -2 to -3 to -4 to -5. You can see here at some point I had an order for 5 because I was going to cover, but I canceled it because things were going good. I added another position, or another contract to the position. Now I got a total of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way through the 11th. Okay. And then not even a minute later, after I added to the 6th contract to this position, look here at 8:37. This is military time. A minute later, not even a minute later, like 30 seconds later, what did I do? I placed an order for 6 contracts to close. That's called covering your shorts. Okay. And it got filled. See over here how it got filled? This time right here isn't the fill time. This is the time it was placed, the order was placed, okay? It got filled at like 2:30, 2:30-ish in the afternoon, intraday. I swing trade, guys. I don't really do intraday stuff. It was a swing trade, obviously, because it lasted like, 2 weeks. Which, honestly, is one of my longer trades. I normally don't hold positions that long, but in this case, I wasn't panicking because I could see that the market was going to come back. Okay? So, now what are these? What are these for? Those are new positions I just placed today. Right now, 7:12 as I'm doing this video. I just placed them like not even an hour before we did this video. So let's switch over to the 2S platform, my trading platform, and we'll look at these positions real quick, okay, and see where we're at. Okay, so here we are. Here are the 4 contracts sitting right there. Let me get a better color here. Right there. There are the 4 contracts. See how I'm short 4? You can ignore this because that's kind of left over from today, the 6. Here's the 4. I'm down $111. Oh my gosh, sell the kids, kick the dog. Oh my gosh, I better go sell some newspapers. I need to get pawn shops, some stuff. I'm down, now I'm 106. I'm in panic mode, $100, 111. What do I do? What do I do? See, that's what you don't want to do. Don't get into panic. No panicking. This position, it's not super small. It certainly isn't large by any means for me, for my account. Okay, it's small-ish. Maybe tipping into the medium size a little bit, but mostly it's smallish. This small position, okay? So I'm looking at this. I see that we got 2 down, pretty good down days. It could bounce. We'll see what happens. But, the short-term indicators are doing this. Big Daddy's pointing down. This is pointing down. Okay, the certainty rate today was 0. You can see it right here, 0. Okay? And usually that means the market will continue in the direction that it's in, which at the moment is that way. Okay? This cycle low is 7/18 or July 18th. Okay? That's where I got it. I think Slim or Steve Miller, who does, him and his team do a lot of cycle analysis as well. I call him the grandfather of cycle analysis because he's really good at it. Been doing it a long, long time. I think he has it out here like at the 22nd or something. So we're within like 4 or 5 days of each other. But we'll just see how this plays out. I feel like the 18th is a little bit better, at least from what I'm seeing. Okay. Maybe he's got it better than me. We'll see how it all plays out. Either way, whether it's 18th or the 22nd, I think, we're going to head down. It's still possible we could get a little bouncy, and then if it comes out to the 22nd rather than the 18th, I think I'm still okay with that. Okay, that's supposed to be a 22. So that's what I got going on. I'm down $96. It's working against me a little bit here. I'm not panicking. I swing. This is another swing trade. I'm swing trading down into that cycle low, and I'm trading with the market. Okay. All right. If you don't realize we're in a bear market by now, you need to have your head checked. Okay, just kidding around, but seriously, we're in a bear market, guys and gals. Okay, don't delude yourself thinking that this market's going to come bouncing back really strong anytime soon. It may do it, but it'll probably be later on in the year. But it may not ever go back to those all-time highs, at least not anytime soon. Okay, so that's what I got. Smallest trade going on, 4 E-micro contracts. Of course, risk management. I'll probably put a stop loss in here if things get crazy. Okay, but I'm going to be watching this. We'll see how it goes. And that's it. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you want to join. $5.99. Join button's right below. Okay. And that's it, guys and gals. Love one another. Forgive one another. Be patient with one another. Talk to you all real soon again next time.